What's good, everybody? Oh shit, they're already live? Oh shit, they're already live. They're already live. Oh, they're not like fully live yet. Okay. What's good, guys? Welcome back to another stream. Just give me 1 second here and I'll explain what's going on. Why did it log me out of Restream?
All right, chat.
Oh shit, I can't even give you an introduction.
On in. How are you guys doing?
Shit. So basically, JC Backfire's doing a stream with Jason Blundell, and we're going to be reacting. They did one a few days ago. They're doing another one.
For a second time.
But yeah.
Pretty fast. Oh my gosh, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the stream today. We almost have 1,000 people here. And I just want to say, before I even turn on the face cam, by the way, before I even do anything, just really quickly, you guys know this, okay? You can clip and share and repost and, dude, upload the whole VOD if you want to. I mean, like, maybe don't do that because I'm going to do that, but, like, you know what I mean? You have my permission to share anything that you want from these streams, because I'm sure there's going to be stuff that, like, you guys are going to be, you know, like, wanting to, like, talk about, and I don't want you to think that you don't have that, like that I'm just going to, like, hold that from you or anything like that, okay? I'm not going to, like, copyright strike you or anything like that, okay?
Okay.
So just want to throw it out there, like, feel free to do, you know, whatever you want, and, you know, obviously be nice and stuff, but, like, I just want to throw it out there because I feel like some people are, like, cautious about that. I'm like, no, feel free, have fun with it. Also, one more thing too is I have turned off, at least on the alert side.
Just check it, make sure it works. Oh my god, I'm gonna cough.
On the alert side, I've turned off subs and donos this stream. There will be a time and place for that during the Blundell-A-Thon of streams, I think. But we have some things we want to get to today, so that's gonna be, you know, we gotta be cognizant of time. But I appreciate the subs, I appreciate the donos, and we still have all those donos that happened on that other stream, and I think at some point it'd be fun to do like a little Q&A or something one of these days. But welcome on in. It is Blundell-A-Thon, and yes, I'm keeping the name because I don't have time. Time mentioned. I don't have time, chat. To
got some popcorn.
I don't have time to think about anything.
Really
okay,
hungry.
It's not Jason's idea to call it that. It's my idea to call it that. Okay, I'm forcing him to be here. Basically, no, I'm not. But all right, it's. Am I lying? Is he not here? Is he here? Should we reveal if he is or not? Oh my!
Let's go.
God, he's here. No webcam. The webcam's like, can you guys see it? Is all good? Everything working? Oh my god! Back in record time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like you were here. You know, a couple. I'm gonna turn my mic down.
How's my levels? How am I doing?
You're good.
Okay.
I think your mic is better, like set up than mine.
I need to do my warm ups here.
Yeah. You might need to like lower this a little bit.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Does that work? Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
JC needs a second mic stand. I do.
I really hope they're reacting to speed running today.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be spending money on that one right now.
That'll be awesome.
But guys, hello, welcome on in. First of all, just to I know like we're going to be having some fun today, and a big thing about these streams is it's going to be fun. And by the way, I said streams plural. This is not the only stream.
It's an a-thon.
It's an a-thon. But it's not a 24-hour stream. I know some people thought like, okay, maybe they're gonna go that crazy. Let's calm down a little bit. It's not gonna be
that would be crazy. 24 hours.
There's gonna be more streams in the future. So if you don't get what you want today, using Jason for content, maybe maybe there will be other things in the future. Maybe. Okay. So I'll say that. But we have, oh my God, 1,200 people, Jason. Jesus.
Wow.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll give you something special, and you can say that you were there.
I know, but that's kind of what it's about, right? It's like,
No, there's no way he's back
I
at
love
Shark. I 100%.
like
100% he's
even,
not.
Like seeing the chat, like, you know, I'm a little cheeky.
No way.
I know that we were like, okay, let's go live at 4, right? And I'm still like setting up stuff like to the last minute because of course I am. And I'm like, no, it's fine. We'll go live at 4:05. And then we just like see the chat going like, they're late. It's been 8 minutes. Where are they? And I'm like,
I'm technically late by about 2 years based on what I said last time, but we can hope we can excuse that.
That is true. Yeah, hopefully it's not too late for some of you guys. Me and Emmy were busy this morning, so that's why there wasn't a stream earlier today. So apologies about that, but we still made it happen. So I'm pretty stoked. And I'll just say before I start handing over to Jason a little bit, guys, thank you so much again. These streams, like, I really, really can't say this enough. It's sort of like a thank you, because the support that you guys have given this past week, or how long? I don't even know. I don't know.
We're losing time.
I don't know.
Admittedly, when we jumped on the last stream, the world was spinning around us at the time. So I think we can be forgiven for not keeping track of time.
I don't know. Whenever it was, it's been a week now. Whenever it was, it's been crazy. I still haven't fully processed everything.
Yep.
And I don't think I will for quite a bit. But it's been fun just to like actually talk to you guys directly, and just seeing your guys' support and the insane amount of videos and heartwarming messages and all kinds of stuff of people just being like, I want to see more from Jason. I want to see more from JC. I want to see more from like I don't even have to say it. Like, you guys have just
the positive sentiment helped us more than you would know. It was directly beneficial, the sentiment, and we want to make sure that we first of all stay true to our promises, and then second of all reward a group that is helping us move into that next phase. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well said.
Oh, I was muted. I was looking like it says Call of Duty World at War, so are they playing that?
But we love you, chat. I really do appreciate it.
But I'd rather see them play Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4.
A lot of stuff is like, let's have some fun. And
imagine him playing Terminus.
Like a fun event. Because I feel like the world could need that.
Yeah.
At this time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's have some fun.
So what is the fun that we're doing?
You want me to get rolling?
Maybe. Let me turn down this music.
Okay.
Because it was barely on anyway. But guys, I'll let you have the floor.
Okay. How's my levels? Because I want to make sure that my audio is not clipped and it's all good. Is it coming over well?
I think you're pretty good. You honestly, Jason, like if you want, you can scoot over a little bit.
Over a little bit.
Yeah. Either.
So bring it over.
Yeah, I can hear your levels, so I'll let you know if it's weird. Yeah. Okay.
I should stare there really, but I'm kind of staring into nothingness. Let me do that. Is that okay?
Oh well.
Is that better?
You're not blocked by the mic.
I don't want to stare at I don't want to stare at myself though while I'm talking. Oh well.
No, don't. You got it.
I'm fiddling with it.
You got it. But just I do this. I always look honestly either here or here.
I'll look there.
And I never look at the actual camera. It's
Apologies, everyone. I'm new to this stuff, so yes. Okay, yeah. Let's start rolling. So first of all, just following on from the statement we just made. Yes, thank you so much for all the support, well-wishing videos that were made, interest in some of the stuff we were talking about. Let me start off by saying, I would not take your money for an impossible Easter egg. I wouldn't take your money for any of those things. I think it's far more sporting to get your money by making awesome games than getting you to buy them. But I would not sell that. But as I say, the outpouring, the kind of positivity did more than we needed for the kind of sentiment and where we're up to. So thank you very much for all that. But as such, it's been more than 8 years, and 8 years ago, a bit more than that, 10 years ago, I made a statement. I think it was with Mr. Dalek JD. I think it was on John's channel, and I said I I would talk about something again. I talk about this impossible Easter egg in 8 years' time. Well, it's been 10 years now, and now's the time. Now's the time. I understand that everything I say and every movement I do will be analyzed on some level, and I'm not going to discourage that. But I'll try and get everything in that I'm intending to. But to start this off, I think I want to use the chat a little bit, if you don't mind. I'm new to this.
Can I say one thing first?
Please. Yeah.
They're saying April Fools.
Okay.
It's not April Fools. I know tomorrow is April 1st.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's test it. Okay.
Okay.
So I want to start off and use the chat a little bit. I want to kind of play with the audience. Okay. So, and JC, you can help me because I'm new to this stuff. So, for those people in the chat, on the impossible Easter egg, please put a 1 in the chat if you believe it exists, and a 0 in the chat if you believe it doesn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wow, it's a...
Okay.
There's some zeros, but it's I would say it's overwhelmingly 1.
Okay. So now the next part of the conversation is I'm talking to all the people who just put 1 in, because all the people who put 0 in, they're all okay, right? They've said no. So now we're talk to the people who put 1 in. So the people who put 1 in, can you tell me whether 1, if your expectations are high for what the impossible Easter egg would be, and 0 if you think your expectations are low about what they would be?
Whoa. Okay, there's a lot of zeros. I don't even know.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Excellent.
Medium?
Medium. 0.5. Okay. Okay. Okay, so everybody who answered 1 to those questions, this conversation is primarily for you. Okay. The first thing I'm going to ask you is to lower your expectations, because I am going to disappoint you today. Right?
Uh-oh.
But now's the time. But I will give it context. But I like to start off by setting expectations. So let's lower everyone's expectations. Okay. What I want to share today is how I went through the process, where the idea came from, and ultimately I'm going to tell you about the very nature of it and why you need to stop looking for it and give up now.
Oh, what the fuck?
But I want to rewind all the way to the beginning and tell you a story that all leads up to me giving that hint on the impossible Easter egg. I think it was Tech Insider in New York when I kind of gave that interview. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. You've waited for a while, so I'm going to stretch this story out and give you all the kind of detail. Okay, so let's rewind all the way back to...
There never was one.
So Black Ops 1 was an incredible project. It was a project that I never thought that I would have the opportunity to...
I see your message. I just want to hear this.
It's the kind of
before I
zenith,
comment.
right? A #1 game, you know, we got Guinness Book of Records and the fans accepted it. The story was great, right? Just the development itself was fantastic, right? A group of, I say professionals, but they were ragtag individuals, all with different personalities, fighting because they wanted something. It was a real kind of a passion project for nearly every person in that studio. You attack every project in the kind of same way, but it really just kind of came together in this kind of magical way. And if you'd asked us,
BO7 has been a little disappointing.
We were just desperately trying to make something.
I really liked BO6
with all
though.
the passion that we had. It's one of the reasons why I am and always will be a massive fan of Treyarch. Right? That
I basically wait for the new map, hunt it, beat the Easter egg, and then move on.
Pleasure to work with there. And Black Ops 1, I mean, we'd obviously had other projects before. Black Ops 1 was the first time I saw them really kind of come together with this kind of passion that I'd always dreamed of, and made that project. And at the end of that project, I was sad. Now, you'd think I should be ecstatic, right? What a success of a project. I was actually sad. And I was sad because...
What games have you been playing?
I felt
like outside of COD?
Just been met, which sounds weird, but I'd always kind of used this kind of goal to kind of drive me in my career and drive what I was doing. And so I thought I'd picked an impossible goal. I thought I'd picked something that would never be achieved. And so when it was achieved, it really kind of made me, I wouldn't use the word depressed, but quite sad for a while, because I was like, well, you need a goal. You need something that's bigger than you to strive for, right? And I felt like I just achieved it. And so it kind of...
I have a feeling he's going to say there is no super Easter egg.
Black Ops 2. And that same team, who was kind of hungry and raw, you know, I said they weren't professional. We all of us weren't. But by number 2, it turned into like this
The Easter eggs are actually really
making
easy.
more content and a bigger kind of
Just the boss
than
fights that can be difficult.
that team could reasonably make in the amount of time that they were given. And it was incredible. I looked at it and thought, okay, this is the zenith. This is the top, right? You know, the first one was a lot of, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. The second one...
I've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight, and I'm trying to beat Hogwarts Legacy right now.
Projects, but man, I just, again, never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
Now, between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, the team kind of got split up. We did different things. You know, had other fires that we had to put out.
Fortnite. I have a hard time getting into Fortnite nowadays.
We essentially had, I think it was like 9 to 10 months left to make both the campaign and all the zombies, and we had nothing. We had 10 months.
Wow.
Now, bear in mind, you know, I've spent most of my career, you know, in a production role, right? So looking at schedules, talking about how staff work and this stuff. What the fans ultimately received for Black Ops 3 shouldn't be possible. I still, to this day, don't know how that game and all its content was actually made in that amount of time. And what it was
You're telling me all the DLCs too?
Working together
in 10 months?
From the raw days of Black Ops 1 into the professionalism of Black Ops 2, and then okay, we need a miracle. And a miracle was produced for kind of Black Ops 3. As I say, that's why Treyarch has and always will have a special place in my heart, because those people are still there doing that kind of magic, right?
Yeah.
With fresh blood in there as well, which is awesome. So before I finish 3, I've got to do the press and media tour. So I'm going to kind of go out and talk to the press, and you do these. They'll send you to some place. I went into Europe, but I did some stuff in the States, and those schedules are normally pretty brutal, right? You kind of get up in the morning. PR person takes you to one interview.
I'm afraid of what he's going to say.
Next one. And normally when you turn up in a town, the local PR people will take you out and have a meal or drinks and this kind of stuff. And I'd done it a whole bunch of time, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay in the hotel room tonight.
You're like, I'm done.
I'm done.
Oh,
like,
no,
I've
he's
had
going to
enough,
say,
nice meals
no.
drink and so forth. So I say, I'll just stay in the hotel. So I'm in New York, and it's this lovely old hotel, like old.
Yeah.
Like The Shining kind of thing. It's like Art Deco, you know, nice big ceilings, big walls, you know.
Yeah, they definitely know how to boost that
kind of
dopamine with the battle pass
of
for
old
sure.
Hotels. It doesn't matter how much kind of deodorant or cleaning you do.
I played every
It
once
just
in a
tells
while,
you
but
it's an old hotel, right? It's the kind of haunted stuff.
more
It's
like when
awesome.
they do the OG
And I'm sitting
stuff.
on the edge of my bed in the hotel that night, and there was a bunch of stuff I'd kind of set up and I'd been doing along the way, which started actually in Doritos.
I want an Infinite Warfare Zombies 2 is what I would really like.
I was kind of going along.
That would bring me so back to
I'm sitting on the edge
zombies.
of the bed, and that's when I decided that it was time to make an Easter egg for me.
That's real.
It was time to... So I'd done this with ciphers and done this with Easter eggs on the most part, which was that I would always leave a thread. I'd always leave something, right? So I was trying not to, in most part, make unsolvable things. So I'd leave like keywords, be zombies, or I'd do certain things that were very... you could get the first step and then I'd make the second step or something else a little bit more
The
complicated.
keyword being zombies. I remember that on the mob cipher being crazy.
I could obviously make that a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
But
I know.
I'd always kind of...
I know.
So that
I don't even...
Even for that
So,
one that took 10 years to do.
I sold my
still had, like,
PS4,
breadcrumbs in, so
but I
it's
did recently
away,
rebuy it,
Yeah.
and I have IW Zombies, so I
thinking
can, like, it's something that can be done.
This started in Doritos.
I just don't have any good
What
shit,
happens if I do
and I
one
hate
for
the
me?
controller, so I need to
What
find a
happens
way
if I
to
do
use my
one
Xbox controller.
that truly was not for the community. It was for me to put something in. And I thought about 2 books that I'd read. And the first book is
Oh god.
by an author called Miyamoto Musashi. It's called The Book of 5 Rings. And the 5th book, if I remember rightly, is called Void. It's about the stuff that can never be known in life. And the other book that I was thinking about was a book called Here Be Dragons, which was a physics book about wormholes and kind of advanced physics, talking about extraterrestrial life and so forth. And in that book, Here Be Dragons is what they used to write on maps when the sailors didn't know what was there, or if bad things, if a ship had not come back, they'd just write, here be dragons, right? The idea of forbidden knowledge. And I'd always kind of thought about the idea of, wouldn't it be amazing if there was things there that we couldn't see? Mystic
and Peace, and I knew when a new Zombies map comes out, we do a blind Easter egg hunt, so we don't look at the community progress, and we try and solve it ourselves. So if you're ever down when a new map drops, we play launch
my goal
until we solve it.
That it would never be found.
Okay, so I knew
I
it.
could truly put things in there that were profound.
Yeah.
And that night is when I worked it out. So I had all the kind of pieces already set up, but that night I was like, you know what? I'm going to commit to this. And I worked pretty much through the night in that hotel room and worked it all out and was like, yes, this will all work.
That's awesome.
And so I walked out and the PR person took me to the interview. And as I'm going into the interview, I thought to myself, if I make it sound as profound as what it is to me, then all the attention will go to it.
Yeah.
So I tried to do as kind of light and joking kind of presentation as possible.
Do you have the newer card?
Put behind me or
the newest
kind of stuff, right? But I threw it out into the interviewer, and I feel for that interviewer because I think every interviewer I've ever spoke to about zombies, they always say, "Oh, tell me a secret that the community doesn't know," right? And I always tell them, no, or I joke about something. Well, this one guy, I gave him my life's work.
And he didn't know.
So
he didn't know that was going to happen.
So the one guy, I suppose it proves to kind of ask me that question repeatedly because this one guy, I gave the whole thing. So, so let me get to the end part. The impossible Easter egg. The clue is in the title. It is impossible. You will not get it. Stop looking for it.
Damn.
I'll say this statement. If you were to get it, it would mean something to you, but would mean everything to me. I don't believe anyone can get it. I think it's so complex, and I've not tried to put any kind of clues or crumbs out there. Because I want it to survive after all of us are gone.
Wow.
Now,
that's insane.
If it was discovered, I would obviously tip my hat to the superior gamer. But my goal is, and that's why I don't want to tease it or kind of talk about it very much. It's not for you, it was for me.
At least he's honest.
And so that's what I have to say. Thank you.
He almost looks like he's going to cry.
I apologize for the disappointment. But that's what the impossible Easter egg is.
Damn. Unless he doesn't want to say that there's nothing. I don't know.
Literal mic drop. I would drop my mic, but I don't want to.
And now I'll have a coffee.
I will now have a coffee. Oh my gosh.
It's a kind of somber story, right?
That's an insane story. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what to think. Neither does JC.
I have so many things that It's a lot. That was a roller coaster.
I'd say it was all from that experience of thinking, I'm stood at the highest point of the mountain.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. And who knows if I'll ever stand there again. And so I'll do the final thing.
Honestly, that is so fair. That is so fair with how he's talked about how game development is and how projects don't always go as planned.
You talk about
his last two projects got canceled.
It's a fortunate thing to be able to reach the goals, right? That you're going for. And
wow.
I'll just throw a YouTube thing out there just that I can relate to where it's
people are going to still look though.
We always joked around, me and my friends always joke around about okay, what happens when you...
Yeah, I don't like multiplayer anymore. I do not touch COD multiplayer.
2 million does not really
it's too sweaty and I don't feel like grinding to get super good.
And you think of it and you're like, And I think this is
basically
something
only
that,
play like if next COD doesn't have
a
zombies,
lot of my friends
I will not be
had
purchasing
to-
it unless
Again, very fortunate.
it's a Black Ops 3 remaster without zombies because I love Black Ops 3 multiplayer.
A milestone and you work so hard for it and you feel accomplished doing it, and then you're like, wait, was all that I am that milestone, or what am I going for next? And I love that it's like, I love that like that's the passion behind it.
It turns out.
Yeah, but at some point we should do a reunited stream where we do the IW Zombies Easter eggs.
Yeah. Which
I just need to figure out a way to use my Xbox controller because my hands hurt so much from using the PlayStation controller.
Is where the meaning is, not the actual goal.
Yeah.
For me, but I think of multiple people I've met who've kind of gone through similar careers. It's surprising how similar that sentiment is, which is it really is about the struggle.
Someone in chat says, Big Peanut says, the friends we made along the way, damn it.
There you go.
It is that too.
There you go.
That too.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the thing, you know. You'll hear, hopefully it comes across, you know, I'm not really putting the glory on the project, of which I'm very proud of those projects. I'm putting the glory on the team that made it.
Yeah.
I'm putting the glory on that kind of seeing that group of people just take off and fly is, you know, it's what everybody in the games industry.
Is it a cipher though? That's a good question.
And it's very hard to have the self-awareness of, oh, this is the moment. It's actually happening.
I don't think he's
Because
going to
you've been
answer
searching for your entire
specifics.
career,
Yeah.
and then when you're in it, it looks like every other project, and then you're like, oh, just a minute.
It's like,
It's all just flying along.
it all just happened. And then
Mhm.
also like, it's that thing where it's like, you're moving so quickly that you know, it's the classic statement of like, you never know you're in the good times until like right when they pass.
Sure.
It's like if you ever have one of those moments, it's like
I had that moment in a hotel in New York before going on to that interview.
that's so cool.
That was the moment.
That's awesome.
And that was when I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's what
all
it
the things
is.
I kind of set up, and I kind of had a rough
I don't
idea of what I
know.
was trying to do, but I was just like, you know what, I need to go for it.
Yeah.
You gotta like reach farther
Stay
with your
up all night.
thumbs with the
Stay up all night
PlayStation
to work
controller, right? Or
In this really weird
Yeah.
place.
I don't know.
It was like this. It was a really kind of fancy kind of wooden writing desk, you know, like the proper, you know, it was really fancy, you know, you know, proper pen and paper, great.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, and then in the morning, because in the morning, I think the PR person said to me like, "Have you slept?" And I was like, "No, let's go." I was like banging back coffees
And then you're in that interview and you go like, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what you said, but you said something along the lines of like, I've had enough now.
Yeah. If you look at
and
it,
that gives more context to that now.
You know the way I work, right?
Yeah.
So it's like once I'm on something, like there's no end to it. I've just got to keep going, right? It's my weakness. But yeah, once I kind of got into that mode, I was like, okay. And then I looked at the watch. I'm like, oh, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Like the interview's at like 10 or something. I was like, I've got to get going.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. And
So there's the. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there it is.
I will say that if you would have told me last week that we'd be having this conversation today, I'd be like, what is going on? What is happening? Chat.
I'm seeing that they're saying they're more motivated. Don't be more motivated. You're not listening to me. It's called the impossible Easter egg. I didn't call it the very difficult, slightly difficult, the tricky.
People have been looking for this
impossible Easter egg
for 8 years. They're gonna keep looking.
That's the thing. It doesn't.
10 years. Holy shit! It's actually been 10 years.
If you tell people to do
Holy
one
crap.
thing,
I know.
they'll do the opposite.
Do you think I'm being all clever and doing
And then
it?
if you say to do it, then they'll be like, well, then you said to do it.
Yeah.
You can't win.
I'm discouraging it. I'm actively discouraging it.
I love if people do, we will find it. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't expect that moment today on stream.
Yep. Let's start off with a bang.
That's a great way to start the Blundell-A-Thon. Hell yeah.
That's it. You've got everything from me now. That's it. You've sucked me dry. There's no more knowledge inside me. You've got everything. You've got everything.
I want to know the plans for Black Ops 4 that never happened. He has way more to say.
God. They're like, hold on. Oh my gosh. I think is that the official
That's the
official statement?
That's the official statement.
That we put the brackets around that?
Yep. Oh, no,
Okay.
you can put a full stop on that one.
A full stop.
There you go.
Chat. He said his piece on
All right, what's
I think
next?
the next time I'll talk about something is after we make the next game. But I'm not giving any hints.
Next game's gonna be like 5 years from now.
Very, very interesting. I mean, you love doing Easter eggs in general.
I do, yeah.
I don't think like. I think also like with the.
But I wanted one for me.
No, I know, I know.
Fair enough.
I know, but I think over the years you've made us all kind of like there's nothing I love more than a good Easter egg.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Me too.
So yeah, I feel like that's like part of my DNA at this point. But that's a perfect segue, chat. 'Cause what the hell does he mean by that?
Have him do the Mephistopheles boss fight.
The alpha and the omega today, because the beginning of this was Derice.
That's true.
Oh,
Beginning
they're playing
of a
Derice.
lot of your journey. I know you've had a crazy career before Derice.
Sure.
It didn't all. Contrary to popular belief, Jason has done more things than just work on zombies maps.
I didn't just turn up in California and walk in and went, right,
All right, Derice.
give me the map.
I think people. I think just as an aside, really fast. I think a lot of people, like don't. And I'm sorry that this. I'll just say, just me personally,
Yep.
as obviously someone who's loved your work, like growing up,
Thank you.
even growing up, like I didn't realize like how. I couldn't. You only see what you see, which is like you coming on camera on Mob of the Dead and
Sure.
being like, like showing up during like Origins and things like that. And my brain never was like, oh, like, well, that guy like helped work on the campaign part of the game too,
Sure.
and like other things. You know what I mean? So I really do like I as much as we're like we're gonna be talking about some Derice today, but as much as we're going to do that stuff, I do think it would be cool during this Blundell-A-Thon at some point to talk about campaign stuff.
Sure.
At some point, because I think that would be really cool for people, because I feel like you haven't had a ton of opportunities to do that.
If I do that, though,
Do you know the context of why?
some
Like, do you know that they worked
that's all
together
thematic. The whole thing.
at They started
That's
working on a
true.
game in
But like, do you have a campaign that you would like to talk about?
2020. 2020?
Talk about any of them.
I won't say which one. But
Then they
there's
both
one
left
that
the
I would
studio
love
to
for you
form
talk
their own
about, and I don't
studio.
know.
Go on, which one?
Jason formed his own studio,
I'd love for you to talk about 3.
and JC worked for him.
Yeah, damn right.
They were developing a
I
new
think
game that
that's- I think
Sony
that's
was
the
funding,
24-hour stream on
and
that.
just a week ago, Sony
start
cut their
getting-
project
That's
because of budget cuts.
I say that out of like
So now they're both
because
jobless.
like, we all know how weird 3 is, and
if I start telling you about that, yeah.
Neither did I. Like, they weren't really keeping up on social media that much. I think
We
JC
better
would
all
stream
wear
every
our
once in a
comfy
while,
clothes
but
for
not
that one.
with
It's gonna be
not with
There might
Jason
be some,
Blundell.
like hot chocolate or something.
Oh
Who
my
knows?
god,
In the
Train
summer.
Go Boom, indeed. Exactly.
So,
Wait, now I'm feeling like that.
which
quote
is
was,
so
like,
sad because I was
intentional.
really excited to
What?
see what game they were making, and now it's just gone.
He was.
So I'm hoping they're going to be
But,
able to start making another
yeah,
one
so,
soon, but they
Jason
need
set up a
money,
Perfect segue earlier, and I just
or they
completely
need
derailed that.
sponsors.
But guys,
So I don't know.
Let's talk about something, okay? As Jason mentioned, we don't want to be done making games.
Yeah.
And we talked about that at length in the last stream, right? It's been a crazy week. But your support and your sentiment, I've said this on multiple streams now, like it like lit a fire underneath me, going like, okay, I have hope.
Yep.
Like I actually have hope, because like when it first happens, you're kind of like, oh my god, what's going on?
Absolutely.
Oh,
But
fuck.
the
What
fact that
time is it?
there's a community out
7:48.
there that cares because you're real. There's 2,000 of you in here right now, and this is not even like a YouTube stream. It's just like my small channel over here on Twitch. Like, that's crazy, right? We normally do not have that many people in here. You guys, like, and
I want to know what Black Ops 4 was gonna be.
I appreciate you guys
because it was not what it ended up being.
Like, it's living proof that there's a community out there, and it's living proof that, like, we should not give up. We should keep going. I mean, Jason already said all this in the last stream, but we definitely are going to try our best to make a damn video game.
Yep.
Whatever it takes.
Yep.
Awesome.
And in doing so,
Did you set up a GoFundMe?
I can't believe we're doing
Please.
all this stuff in this one stream today.
Yep. Gonna press buttons.
I'll press a button. Let me be clear. Like Jason said before, no GoFundMe or anything like that, right? Like I think we appreciate the energy, right? But what has been helping so much is just you guys. Excuse me, I'm drinking coffee. But you guys giving such, like, just a rallying cry that you want the
saying that you would, but we don't actually.
yeah. Saying that you would, but you know what I mean? Yeah, like you know what I'm trying to say.
Well, then how are you gonna get money, bro? You need to raise funds.
And all I'm gonna say is this: if you want to see more from us, a game from us, if you want to, like, keep the movement going,
What?
on Twitter, there's a new account that exists, and that is like an amazing way to show that you want us to keep going, and you want us to move forward and make a video game.
Damn! It also has
In
they have a
whatever which way
website.
We can do it. It exists.
What?
Magic Fractal. New game studio.
Sure is.
What?
And
What happened to Dark Outlaw?
I'm-
That's
I-
just
I-
oh,
I
because it
just
was under Sony.
would appreciate you guys.
Let's
giving us
go!
You don't have to. It's
Let's
it's
go.
actually free to do.
I'll be the community.
Oh,
manager,
this
which
is
means there'll be 0
awesome.
posts.
This is awesome. Okay.
Wait? Does that mean you're on Twitter?
I suppose so. That's as close to me being on Twitter as you're gonna get, I suppose.
This is awesome. This is great news.
But, like, that's also like that's hot tea. Like, if you say you're on Twitter, if you say you're managing that account.
I'm not much. I'll be looking at that account.
Damn it, Jason! That's how we get more followers.
He should make a Twitter.
But that is the place to go to show your support, and that's a great, like, thing to look at as we're doing this Blundell-A-Thon. I want to see more support on that account. It'd be freaking awesome. Obviously, don't feel like you have to, but it would be freaking amazing.
Obviously, first you gotta
and
post something
We're gonna
for us to be
continue
able
to
to
give you
support,
guys fun content.
That's awesome.
The next couple of weeks. And this stream's not over, by the way. We're about to do something else too. But, like, that's what this event is all about, man. It's about giving back, being appreciative of the support you guys have given us, and yes, new studio, right there.
Third time's the charm.
That's awesome.
Third time's the charm. I hope to God.
And if not, it's the fourth time. No, third time's the charm.
I think if they fund it themselves, this can be their
That's actually
chance.
It's true. It's true.
But it'll be hard.
He said that so like, oh, like, yeah. But yeah, shout out to that Twitter account.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Magic Fractal.
Magic Fractal.
At Magic Fractal. At Magic Fractal.
What does it mean?
Good question.
He's so cryptic. He obviously came up with the name.
Jason.
Yeah, you don't want me to be your community manager.
Oh my God, this at 1K followers, really?
What really?
Are you serious? confirm that.
I'll sit back.
Guys, y'all are crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I hope so too.
Like, wait.
Because I know Jason has a lot of ideas that he hasn't even like. He said that one of the maps
my
they were going to be
screen says
making was
853.
Atlantis
Crazy,
for
though.
zombies,
Thank
and I'm
you
assuming
so
Black
much.
Ops 4 zombies, but he didn't say
oh my gosh,
specifically
you're
which
beautiful,
game
man.
because he's not allowed to.
You should follow it.
It was obviously Black Ops 4 zombies
Yeah.
because he left during Black Ops
Is
4.
that when you have to do first?
And they said the
Yeah,
last
I
game they
just-
were just working on was like zombies players. It like specifically was for
But yeah,
that kind of audience.
I think that's
So I'm so
definitely
disappointed
something
we didn't get to see it because they've been working on it for like
yeah,
3
we could
years
probably
or
speak
2
more in the
years.
future. But for now,
So
let's give you guys some content.
we're
that's-
probably not going to get a game
Okay.
from them for at least 3 years.
and
but I really
the
hope it
video
works
stream's probably
out.
Been crazy.
Because I know they're both passionate about it.
So, Darice, Jason.
Yes.
Darice.
Yes. I'm going to
Darice.
sit back for this one. I get my director's position.
Yeah, I don't really use it either, but
Good.
Yes.
Good.
I have it.
I'm on Darice. I don't even want to ask if you. said
Well,
that,
I
but
say I don't use it, but I wouldn't have known about the
there's a
stream
video a
happening
long
if it
time
didn't go
ago
on.
Of a kid making a whole song saying he's on Darice.
Oh, no. I didn't see that.
It's one of those old internet things. I'm not showing that one to him, chat. I'm not showing that one to him.
Are they actually
Jason
playing?
might be like, what
Or are
you
they just
talking
watching
about?
stuff? Shit, I haven't done my
Hard
physio
body,
stretches
yep,
yet. Is this going to be like a 5-hour thing? Like, I don't even know.
Okay.
I can't hold a grudge that long.
So, by the way, guys, I've gotten World at War Darice, which is, you know, no offense to the Giant, no offense to the Black Ops 1 version, but we got to go all the way back.
It's the OG.
You know, we're talking about the ending in some ways, right?
Yep.
Let's talk about the very, very beginning
Yep.
of. Is it safe to say like the beginning of your
Yeah,
your
this
work?
is my first beginning of my zombie work, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And obviously, at all times, and I always have to say this,
Yeah.
I'm just one guy in a team, right? The team is what makes these things. So if it ever comes off that I'm like an auteur stood there, that's not how this works, you know. But I can tell you the perspective and some of the things behind it. I don't want to name the names. The people know who they are, but they're incredible people, and they're still at Treyarch, which is what makes it fantastic. But I will do my best to represent their amazing work.
I know. I'm kind of speechless too.
Loaded. I think what we're gonna have to do, by the way, Jason, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move this
Get out of the
here.
way from me. Yeah. Okay.
I've been in a nostalgic
Raise this
feeling for like
up.
2
We're gonna
weeks.
get a little
I'm
bit
just
loud
like
so
thinking
we
about
don't get
Is that working?
the good old
Let us
days
know.
of
Can you hear him
stuff.
okay? We're gonna have to.
Because gaming
you
is
know,
just
mess
not the
with setup
same.
as we go. Hopefully, it's all good. Because I want you guys to be able to hear me, but it's less important to hear me than it is to hear Jay, and I'm not going to hold my mic like this. I gotta play. So I'm gonna be on sticks, and that way Jason
Oh, what
can
happened?
do his.
I'll just tell you. I'll just tell stories.
Oh, he's
this
not
is
actually going to be
painful.
playing?
Okay.
It's storytelling time with Jason.
Turn this up. Oh, by the way, you can't hear this right now.
Oh, I know what it is.
Come on.
Yes.
Give him some headphones. Oh, what happened?
Like I would say Black Ops 1 menu is obviously some of my favorite,
Sure.
but the atmosphere of this menu.
World at War is the thing that really opened the door on the personality for Treyarch in those early days. You know,
Yeah.
Without World at War, I don't think you can get to Black Ops
I want him
in
to-
terms of the
I
maturity.
want him to
and the
play
depth
Black
of what
Ops
we were doing.
3,
So
though.
I absolutely see this as the kind of spiritual beginnings of the Black Ops series. Absolutely.
Yeah. Really fun. All right, y'all. Let's get this going. Look at this, dude. Oh.
Yep.
Let me get the.
There we go.
I never
What
actually
we need. By
played
the way,
World at War.
you know, we're talking about later, like
I've
reviewing
never
it and
played
so
World
forth.
at War.
The
Wasn't I
amount
like
of
7 when this
conversations
game
about
came out?
Opening read.
Yes.
And why it would be like this. I could probably spend the entire hour just talking about that opening section, right?
Right.
But as you run around, let me just kind of.
Why is the quality
how it
actually
was-
so
where
good? Is
it
it
came
his
from.
I
stream?
love this because, like, by the way, that was gonna be my first question. Is like, why this view?
Yes.
Right here.
Okay, so you remember? So when I got asked to kind of do the zombie map, I knew nothing about zombies. I'd played a little bit of Nacht, that was kind of going around the studio, but I had a full-time job. I was doing my own thing, right? So I'd play a little bit, give some feedback, loved it. But I was very much, to the side, right, but aware that it was happening in the studio. By the time they said come on board, I was
His
like,
face cam's
crap,
too big
I've
for
got-
this.
I've got to learn this thing.
Yeah.
So I actually looked at Shinonuma. That's where I started. I looked at Shinonuma and said, what are they doing? Right? I saw the dog rounds. I saw the map structure about how it was laid out, right? And the thing that we were doing at the time, because again, this is before zombies would have very larger budgets. It was always that you'd made the map from somewhere in the campaign. You'd take a section of geo because otherwise it takes time. Take a section of geo and then repurpose it.
Right.
So one of our guys who knows who he is, said, okay, this section here from this map looks really good, right?
Yeah. Was that? So I've always thought of it as Nightfire.
Yeah.
But it was Nightfire. Nightfire was probably actually from campaign originally.
Yes.
Too, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's all
so it was campaign geo.
Oh, we'd always steal from campaign because we'd made
Yeah.
so much geo. Right? So
I like the
campaign has to make
insight
so
we're
much
getting.
Geo,
Yeah.
It's just endless amounts of
Yeah.
stuff. Right now, this is the interesting thing, and this kind of echoes into the future a little bit,
Okay.
which is that when you do that, when you grab some geo, you immediately say, well, it's not ideal. It's not ideal, right? But we didn't have the time, the money, or the staff to kind of do anything else, right? We could do a little bit of change. We could change a little bit here and there, but you had to, on the most part, be faithful to the piece of geo. So we looked at the space. We were like, it's great. And we could close that wall off there, and we could funnel you around there, and there's flow control conversations. But it was an acceptance straight off that you had to say, okay, this is the limitations of this space.
Yeah.
And so looking at Shinonuma, we were like, well, we didn't want to truly make a truly circular map. But we also wanted to kind of take you off into different areas. The feeling that if you went this way, got a different feeling to going over there.
Right.
Different section. And so that's where the concept of teleporters came from. Because what we said was we want an unconventional kind of path for the player to be kind of going out and then coming back, and not to be saying to themselves, oh, that's just a frustrating dead end.
You did it as like a sort of positive feeling rather than
yes,
let me turn it down a
because
little bit.
you're gonna go into an area, and then let's imagine you don't have the points to do something, or it's like, okay, how do we get people to want to go to each of the sections?
Yeah.
Right? We knew that people would find their favorite bit, the staircase or the catwalk, and say they're gonna just hunker down there. And so we're like, how do we make sure that every time you play it, you're going to experience all the kind of sections?
Oh, that is such a...
Right?
Okay,
Right.
so that's why they
the
made it
teleporters.
to unlock
Because
Pacify.
it kind of like, it makes you...
That's cool.
I would say as like a player, like it makes me... The thing I love about this map is like, it makes me less scared to explore, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's where you're getting at. It's like when I was playing, pause for one second, but when I was playing Shionuma, love Shionuma, don't get me wrong. Yep. But when you come back, like you go out to, you have your like hub and spoke, right? And you go out on the spoke, and you come back, it's like, oh God, this is gonna be tough, right? But Derice kind of has this feeling of like, okay, instead of going back, what if we, what if you feel like you're mastering the map by
and it introduces you to the idea which we wanted the map to be about.
Yeah.
And the idea for the map was, how do we get people playing longer?
Right.
Right. We knew we were making a hard game, but we want people to longer. So we said, okay, well, we're going to reward you with the teleporters, but it means you have to come back to link them. And every time you come back to link them, we're setting you up for the payoff, and the payoff is the thing that we want you to do to then be able to play longer. Right.
So it's like prolonged play.
Yeah. So you're basically going to say, go to the 3 teleporters, and every time the door comes down more, which is why when you start off, the door closes to tell you that the door can open.
Right.
Right. And then as you're going to engage with the reason why the map is circular, we reward you by then letting you play longer by giving you the pack-a-punch.
Interesting.
So that was the logic of it.
Yeah. Keep going. This is great. This is great. I haven't even had to like ask him any questions, chat. He's already.
So
like,
here's the thing. So when we very first started, the obsession, and I mean obsession, was about where the windows were placed. Right? The window placement on boards, again, you got to remember early zombies.
Right.
Changes later, and there's a reason for that. We can talk about that. But right at the early zombies, most of our development was like, why is that window there and not like a meter over? Why is it in that room there? Why is that there? Why is the other one there?
Right.
And that was where we spent a large portion, because now we had the kind of gag of like, okay, we know we can do the teleports, we've got the Pack-a-Punch. It was, you got to remember, back in the day, it was all about the windows. It was all about the boarding up kind of concept.
Right. I mean, at this point, training really hasn't, training happened more on Shionuma. But, you know, me and my friends, when I was playing, we were doing more of the, bunker down, camp, defend a point type gameplay, which is a lot of my core memories on this map. Again, like Dari's Catwalk is iconic for that because you're constantly just going, okay, let's go, let's get all of our stuff, let's get all set up, let's get Pack-a-Punch, let's get the things, and let's go and find the best optimal spot with all the windows. There's actually there's a spot on this map. I'm gonna be cheeky because I'm cheating today.
Don't show me all the glitches. Don't be like,
no, it's not a glitch.
You can stand on this ledge up here and
no. Actually, I'll show you when I come back around. So like, me and my friend's strategy, actually, we used to camp over here sometimes, actually, behind this. We would keep this door shut, and we would go this route most of the time. And we would, like, go over there because you see that window back there?
Even that, talking about the fact there's a gap between the door and the wall was a conversation.
Oh, like this? To this? So you can see the window over there?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. I mean, like, there's, you know, and there's, it's like, you know, the Bowie knife, right? Why the Bowie knife? Well, we didn't have enough time or resources to make weapons in that way. But a knife, a melee weapon, is the cheapest thing you could make and the fastest thing you could make. And it was something that had not been touched. So that's why the Bowie knife existed. And funny story about the Bowie knife. I'll tell you about the placement of it and why it was there. But we had a weapons artist who's now a very successful producer, actually, in his own right. But he went out and found a wooden sleeper, you know, that goes under train tracks, right? Those big wooden things. He got me one of them, and he sawed it down, and then put the Bowie knife logo in white on it, and gave it to me as a present with literally a brass thing underneath that said the number of points. That was all correct.
Oh, that's amazing.
The problem was he got it from, like I say, this train track. Those things are like coated in toxic chemicals, and he put it in the office, and it stank out the office so much. And then I was like, I think I turned to one of my lead designers and said, you know what, you should have this. And then I think gave it off, and we all tried it. And after like 3 years, the smell had a half-life of about 3 years, and then it calmed down. So I'm sure somewhere in Treyarch there's the Bowie knife thing that was given to me on Doris, which probably now is not toxic and poisonous anymore. But it was like, where do we put that? How do we show off that? Right? How do we do something new? That was that, you know, and it was that. And then we said, okay, that's cheap. We can do that.
Right.
What's the other cheap thing we could do? The monkey bomb. And that's where the monkey bomb idea came from.
Why? So explain why is that cheap to do? Why is the monkey bomb cheap to do compared to other things?
So it's a singular model,
right,
with one animation, and then everything else is kind of script controlled, right? A weapon takes a lot more time and effort, and there's a lot more scrutiny on it.
And there's also like
a lot of animation, all these other things, right? So again, we were trying to make this map fast, right? It had to kind of go. You know, we started new. We know we were new, and so it's like, let's not overcomplicate it. Let's go fast, and let's get to the core of what we're trying to do. And so the monkey bomb was a really kind of fun little twist that we were putting in it, and that was the other thing as well. We wanted, before it had, the dialogue was very how to describe it? It's very blatant, right? It's very kind of like stereotypes. Here it is, right? We were starting to talk about like, okay, we want a little bit of the anti-authority vibe coming through a little bit, and we wanted a little bit of the subversion coming through. So people might not know this, but the voice actor we did then for the monkey bomb is Nolan North.
Yeah, we knew that.
And so when we got in there, he, you know, one of the first questions he asked us, he said, what voice do you do? Right, because Nolan's incredibly talented guy. Obviously, you don't need me to say that. And he gave us a version which was Christopher Walken bomb. That was one thing we had. He recorded all the lines, like, you know, like lines like, Sam, I'm come to get you. And I won't do any more Christopher Walken impressions, but Nolan North does a fantastic Christopher Walken impression. So it was funny sitting there in the recording booth having Nolan North do all the monkey bomb. We had loads of lines of Christopher Walken
That's
monkey
amazing.
bomb. So, but obviously for legal reasons, that's never released. But yeah, it was the idea of something that was kind of quirky. It was something that was a little bit. It's got like a dark edge to it, right? So it's got it's a symbol monkey that's got explosives on it. So that really kind of spoke to our kind of punk, kind of rock and roll aspect side of it that we really wanted to kind of get in there. And it was something that the sound department had, unsung heroes, pun intended, was that the sound department were a very integral part of those early maps.
Right.
Again, certain directors know who they are. When I started doing with this, and our group started, the first people I go and see was the sound department.
Right.
Because they'd been so passionate about putting the Easter eggs into the past and having sound Easter eggs, if you will. And so they were like my first partner. I was like, okay, sound department is instrumental in this and stayed instrumental.
I still think, I mean, this.
Yeah,
this
keep
is
Magic
popular,
Fractal
but,
on
like,
screen is a great idea. Oh,
I've always assumed that,
there you go.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but like I've always assumed that the sound department was like a lot of early stuff, like was them just having fun.
Yes.
And just going like, okay,
oh, yes.
what if we did this weird sound? What if we did this and that could make something out of this and someone thinks that's really cool.
I will say this, right? When I first started going, the person that I actually wanted the approval from, they can laugh and they can send me a message later, was actually the sound department.
Yeah.
That was who I actually was interested on whether we'd lived up to the zombie name, was if the sound department actually thought that we'd done something special.
That's amazing.
Because they were so passionate and enthusiastic about it. And so that's why I'd make sure we'd do our music videos and I'd always ask them for the songs. Even later on when, those guys are working around the clock and I'm like, you got to do a song? And they're like, not now. I'm like, no, you have to. They love doing that stuff. But, I would come and ask them for a song every single time. And then I'd want the music videos and so forth. Because I just felt that was the heart and soul of the mode, which was
it's kind of like the MVP award.
Yeah,
if I could give it as a fan, like because I think sound is it's an interesting way to tell story without a crazy budget.
Well,
right.
So in the games industry, we say that sound is half your visuals. Right.
Fair enough.
So you want to get your sound department on side, because then your visuals are going to look better.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's going to feel better.
Yeah.
And then the other person, it wasn't a group at that time, it was Craig, right? And I'll mention him briefly here, but he just got to let loose on this. And so, I'd known him for a very, very long time, and we just started playing, and he did, he's doing all the writing. The thing that I can do is permission to let's play.
Yeah.
Let's go, right? Let's get that space. Later on, our collaboration would get kind of tighter and so forth. But in these early days, it was the permission to play, the permission to have fun, the permission to kind of start to kind of spin the story out in a more fantastical way. Teleporting walnuts and so forth, right? It was all like, it was like, let's have a bit more fun. Let's open this world up, right? In terms of, the whole hidden storytelling of radios and all this fun stuff, which again, something the sound department had done lots of. It's like, okay, let's do that, but now let's put a writer from the campaign world,
right,
and really kind of go to town, right? Because when we're doing a campaign, even like something like a Black Ops 1, where later on you might say, oh, up to Black Ops 3 of absolute insanity, there's all that creativity, and you've got to channel it into a World War II game, or you've got to channel it into. So it's like, okay, zombies is the permission to kind of go further. We can go further. Yeah. But we've still got to, make in mind that we're on Call of Duty, right?
So if you don't mind me asking, on that note, right, like something that's near and dear to my, we got dog ground. Hell yeah. Speaking of
and again,
terrifying sounds.
That because we were like, Jin and Numa did it. So we should have continuity into the series, right?
If you don't mind me asking, like, for you guys, or like, give me the perspective from you of, you're coming into this thing. This is you're making Derice. How do you find out about like Samantha and all that kind of stuff? And it's like so do you hear about like, okay, because to me those radios are so important to like the legacy of the mode. I feel like in so many ways the story really kicked off here, which is funny because the text on the map has always said like, "Is this where it all ends?" It's like, nuh-uh.
So
We're like, sorry, honey. There's way more down the road. But it actually like I feel like a lot of it began here and solidified. Maybe solidified is the right word.
Yeah.
Did you like you hear about the Samantha concept and then you guys just go crazy and like and riff on it? Like what's the vibe?
So obviously I could talk to Jimmy,
Right.
who's there. But in a weird way, I didn't want to too much because I knew I was taking something, and so I've got to be respectful of what's been done before, but I don't want to be beholden to it as well, right? So again, the place where I went to was the sound department because everything had gone through them. They'd heard every line of dialogue written because they did it.
Yep.
So when I talked to them, I was saying, "What's your perspective on it? What are we hearing?" And because they had already ingested stuff from the team that had worked on it before,
Right.
they had this kind of shape in their mind, but that's where they were heading their audio Easter eggs for. So I was like, okay, I'll get on that train. Tell me what's kind of going on. Tell me what we're up to. I could always then seek clarification on little kind of bits and bobs in the past, right?
Right.
But I felt like they were the ones keeping the torch going, and in my mind, they would be the continuity if I put it down again. That I needed a group that I'd send it to, so that then if someone else picked it up. Again, the sound department would be the heart of this thing and would be able to move it forward. Right?
Gotcha. Okay. By the way, like, I was gonna ask you this, but like, do you, from a director's like standpoint, do you see power like this moment right here?
Yep.
Right? It's like the map goes from, hey, you've explored, you've found this thing, it's making such loud noise, drawing your attention to it.
Yeah.
Do you kind of see this as like you're in Act 2 now, of the flow of the game?
So that bridge coming down was a big deal.
Yeah.
I
imagine.
That was the whole conversation, which was we talked about the idea of like how do we make a dynamic map. And I think I was told pretty early on, or the design was told pretty early on, which is like we can only be so dynamic. You remember these maps are not; these are made with brushes inside Radiant, right? It's not made like we make now with 3D package engines, right? So there's a lot of work to move stuff.
Yeah.
And so if I'd said, well, okay, I want a dynamic map, they're like, woo. That goes against we've got to do it in this amount of time, Jason. So it's like, okay, well, how do we have it so that once you get to a certain point, then suddenly the way you approach the map now changes.
And you feel that satisfying moment. You get that like I feel like this like nowadays we always talk about like dopamine and stuff.
Oh,
like that. It is a
fuck,
dopamine
bro.
hit when you go up here and you do the thing and you're like, okay, we did it. We got to that point. It feels like a milestone.
So we call it celebration.
Right.
So we talk about celebration. The first lift of a weapon is a celebration, right? How do you have a celebration moment? So the turning on the power is a celebration. How do we do particles? How do we move sound? Is something moving and catching?
All right, I'm back. What did I miss?
There was a whole conversation about if you press the button, are you not going to be able to see the bridge because you're looking too much at the thing?
Oh my god!
And we spent ages looking at going, is there a way we can set an angle up so that you can pull it and immediately see it? Because there was this worry that you'd flip the switch on and then not see the bridge come down, and we kind of miss the moment.
That's true because like now I'm looking. Let me turn it down a little bit more because it's getting loud. I want them to hear you more in the game this time around, but like you could have put the switch here or here, but you put it on like the back side so you see the bridge. I never thought about that, but that's so true. Huh.
Right, and then also had trap set up as well.
Right. That's so interesting. I've never thought about that. It's kind of weird because I feel like there's, from the standpoint of like we want you to turn on the power.
Yep.
You might want to put it when you first drop down, and you see it right there. But instead here it's the box, and this is just on the back side. It's kind of interesting.
There was a whole conversation about putting the magic box on that side and the power on the other side. So the power had to go there because we wanted the read of it.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, why are we putting the magic box here? It's like, because we're going to reward you for getting this deep into the map.
And we want to show you that first.
And we're going to show you that first, right? But we're holding you back for one more door, and then we're going to do the Bowie knife.
Right.
And then we're going to do the teleporter. Right. So that was the thought, which is like, okay, once you're into the central channel and you've made it this far, then it kind of rolls and puts you to the end, and then you just kind of, and now the world has changed. So when you come back, the next time you go out, the bridge is now connected. It's now a different flow.
Now another thing too, this is amazing. Chat, how you enjoying this, by the way? I love
Is this okay? Is this?
I love this. The only thing that I hate is I wish I had my own mic stand because I feel like they can't hear me as well. But I am not important. People are not here to hear my thoughts on this. They're here to hear your thoughts on this. But I appreciate you, chat. Thank you so much. The thing I was gonna say, we've talked about this a lot, right? Just in game design in general.
And let me tell you about those barrels.
What, these?
All of them. Those barrels about flow control. And so no objects are placed, like what we place down and you see as being artistic is actually us talking about flow control of the enemies and the player as well, right?
Yeah.
Because when you first get a space, you leave it deliberately wide and deliberately flat.
Right.
And then it's about shaping the actual flow. So if those barrels weren't there, it's a totally different experience. And the actual shape and where you put the barrels radically changes your experience.
It's so funny too, because this room's pretty big. If these weren't here, oh man, you'd just be.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
Right. Every time you see a prop in these maps, it's not just a decoration prop. It's because we want to control something. We either want to do a split, or we want to just set you up for a 3-path, right? The old classic 3-path. Whatever we're going to do, if we're putting around the edge, also, we want to discourage because people do a lot of backup firing. Right. So when we kind of do that, we actually make things so it's a different shape. So you hit and then move and fall
And
back.
it curves to like flow you around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this, right? Like it kind of has that curved edge.
Because a lot of people are backing up and firing, and they can't look where we don't put a rear view mirror on it. So when you hit it, you know where you are to slide off.
Yeah, and you just don't. That's just a subconscious thing as well.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Now the thing I want to mention too, if we go back to the beginning of the map, this is why I was taking so long to open the door, but I wanted him to keep going, chat. But like we've talked about this a lot, but like in and out moments, right? So when you start in the map, you have some options. I love the choices that you have, right? Like you have this and you have this. And I do want to ask you a question about the choices in a second. But what I love is like you open this up, right? This door is closed. This is the power wall. That's blocking you. You have a couple of windows to take care of. You have a cool weapon here. And what I love is that like
why does it go black
especially
when
with how some of these doors are, you put like little like the way that these doors have like the windows through them, so you can kind of see like what the next room is. But you're like, oh, do I want to go in there? And it's like, and I can see that gun is through the. I'm pretty sure you can see the Thompson through the wall or through the door, through the little like slit in the window. And you have this moment where it's like, okay, again, outside, small room, bigger room inside, and it kind of surprises you. But then, and it's like, wait, in verticality, okay, I'm going up. And then it's like, okay, where am I going? I have options again. I have this. I can peer through and see things, or I can go this way, right? And it's like a drop down. It's like what I love is like it's as simple as like you're giving me variety, right? You're giving me a variety of things I'm looking at, things I'm thinking about, and the moment of opening a door, especially back in the day in a map like this, felt so impactful with like the discovery nature, because you didn't know, like I didn't know what zombies was too much back when Doris was happening. It was like it could be anything. I don't know what they're gonna do, and opening a door and just seeing what the room was, and then just being like, wait, how big is it? Wait, hold on, there's a secret room. Oh my god, there's another thing in here. What is this thing? Like, the sort of variety of like making sure rooms back to back are not the same, I think is like really, really important. And just for me as like level design and stuff, just in general with games, I really love like doing that thing where it's like, okay, now we narrow you in, and now we show something wide again, and now we narrow you in, and now we show you something wide again. And that's something that like I don't know, you were always like telling me to
let me tell you where I got my inspiration from. One of my favorite directors is a director called Irving Kershner. And he directed Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
And if you look at Empire Strikes Back,
Emmy's gonna be so happy.
Why it feels different from the other ones is he using the Hoth base and so forth. He brings you in tight, going to show you claustrophobia, and then he then kind of counterpoints it then with a wide open space. And what it tells you is that the universe is big. The world is big, right? So then when you go to Dagobah later on, again, you're going wide kind of shots, and then you go inside Yoda's house, height again, right? And what you're doing by kind of changing the kind of the framing, you now feel like there's a world of possibility. Now, the statement I made before, which was, well, I got this geo, that's all we kind of got. You can do that with texture and color and lighting. You can also do it with the geo as well to make it kind of more claustrophobic. But what you're trying to do is, with those things, you can make it feel like tighter here and then wider here. Even if the actual footprint is roughly about the same,
Right.
you want it to feel more claustrophobic. So, for instance, over where the furnace is, and it's darker with the dark reds,
Yep.
deep reds, it feels tighter, it feels closer.
Because it feels more chaotic because of the color.
Yeah, no, the space is not wide open, but it then feels more claustrophobic, right?
Right, that's interesting.
and so
Yeah,
you
because
go-
like you get like sort of like the more like blue tone out here when you're a little bit more like safe.
Yeah, and you're doing it with a limited palette 'cause you've got a limited set of textures here, right?
Uh-huh.
And again, that's something that the art director is obviously kind of coming in and directing. But that feeling of you can imagine this facility can get very samey very quickly. And
Right.
so what really good art directors, which Treyarch have, was about kind of controlling the experience. Why does that look like that? Why is that specular highlight on that filing cabinet so hot? Because we just went through a neutral space.
Right.
So I need to put a bright thing there around the corner.
Right.
Right. So he'll talk about turning up the intensity there. So there's always something
love it.
catching the eye. And what you want to do is wherever you are, there's something that's drawing the eye to the next place. And what
Yeah.
you'd ideally want is 2 to 3 of them. Now that can sometimes be a fire burning. It could be a light down a corridor. It could be the color of the green thing on a trap, right? But we're looking and saying, okay, what's catching the eye at this point? You never want to look out and basically just have a neutral experience.
Right.
You've got to have something that leads you.
Well, see, that's so one of my favorite games of all time. It's Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
But it's actually something in like all the Fallout games though. But I don't know why I always just think of Fallout New Vegas a lot. And I would say that Breath of the Wild also is a good example of a game that does this really well, right? Like anywhere you go in like Fallout New Vegas, they always say that too. It's like you want like a POI to catch your attention, and there's probably like you said, like probably about 2.
Yep.
Or 2 or 3 or whatever. 2 or 3 things that like tempt you, and then and if you're playing Breath of the Wild, the shrines everywhere, it catches your eye so easily. We're like, well, I gotta keep playing because I see something that catches my eye that way, and I gotta go over there because that looks interesting. And I don't know what it is about that. Like it is 2 to 3 things. I don't know why is that the magic rule. I don't know.
So
but
if you start studying like neuropsychology and so forth,
Yeah.
you realize that they teach that perception. There's a series of stages your brain goes through to actually understand an image, right?
Right.
It starts off with something called the primal sketch, which basically just has outlines and overlaps.
Right.
But then texture, lighting, right? And your brain then starts working out what's in front of what. There's certain rules. That's how optical illusions work. 'Cause our mind's configured to understand certain things, right? So you start thinking about color theory. You start talking about, blinking things, moving things, right? Primary colors. Or
gun. Sorry.
there you go, nice.
Wait, keep going.
And when you're working with a limited kind of set, it was like that's where the conversations were, which was like, okay, well, we can't do the same gag again. Let's do the light coming through the window, and we're going to highlight the god rays, right? And what we're going to do, we're going to artificially boost it because we don't have anything else to draw attention in that corner, and we just used the green thing before for the perk machine.
Yep.
So what we're going to do around this corner, and so that's where we're going to go around and say, okay, this at this point draws your eye. This at this point draws your eye.
Right. Oh, dude, I love that stuff so much because like there's so like if you get into the flow state playing a map, it's so just
If you do it right, they shouldn't be conscious of it.
right.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Right. If it's like going, come over here, like we've failed already. it's like it should run around and just hopefully they're not noticing what we're doing, right? That's the goal of good art direction.
I'm sure there's always like a debate in the game industry of like I'm sure you've seen the yellow paint debate.
No, I've not
Do you know
seen
what I'm talking about?
No.
There's I think it's a big debate around accessibility versus like do you make it accessible to find where you need to go as quickly as possible, or do you make them, or do you do it subconsciously like you're talking about, or do you do it in a way of like no you figure it out? There's like levels to it, right?
But the answer to that is it all depends what you're trying to do.
There you
So
go.
because each one of those has its place.
Right.
If I'm making a campaign, I'm going to use certain techniques because I'm making a campaign. If I'm making zombies, I'm going to use different techniques.
Right.
It's like there's a great book by the author Bruce Block who talks about the visual language, right? And it talks about things
I'm
like
not gonna lie,
diagonal
I'm
lines
not
are the
as
highest
interested
tension
in this
lines you can
topic
represent,
right now.
So diagonals are used in movies. You're going to show a bad guy in the background. There's diagonal lines to show that he's the bad guy. High tension,
Like
right?
triangles and stuff too.
Yeah, like vertical lines, horizontal lines have horizontal line is the most passive line. Vertical line basically tells you about direction. Diagonal tells you about danger. Right?
Yes.
And Bruce goes through all these amazing things. But
I have to go all the way around because I want to show you my camping spot. So I'm gonna see if I can do this.
But those concepts and those ideas, especially when you're doing a very small map, which when you compare this to, let's say, a Shadows of Evil, this is so focused. And we're like, okay, how do we give quality, but with a very tight, footprint? We had to go to those thoughts and those discussions.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Let's see. Oh, back to this, because I did want to ask you about this. By the way, love that you guys just like positive reinforcement, reward the player for teleporting.
Yep.
Give them a little goodie. Sometimes it might do something weird. It just adds to this like chaotic nature to the game.
Yeah.
Like I love that stuff. Love it. The smoke coming out of this, teasing you, and you're like, "What the hell is this?" And again, like, was that the reason why the first read is looking at it? Because you wanted us to see this.
Yeah, you want it
first go.
How do you set up a goal without telling people it's a goal? So in a campaign, you have to
Place
tell
them right in front of it.
You put it right in front of it, and you show it closing. Because if it can close, it can open.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. If it started, there's a whole debate about, does it start closed? No, it starts open and is closing.
Yeah.
Because it tells you. And again, you're talking about a world of possibility. Then you start going into the Easter eggs and all that other fun stuff, right?
And then you go, what else can open?
Right. So then you're now setting up a world of possibility.
Yeah.
Like the Easter eggs, the kind of the beginning of the ciphers and so forth was, again, we talk about the Charlie bucket, right? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? The idea that it could be you. You could find something, right? And with the idea of that kind of rock and roll, kind of anti-authority kind of vibe going on a little bit, like the developers are a little bit running the asylum a little bit, that feeling. You want to make it so that when things are being found, there's, well, if it's this, what else is there?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a very important, and it was like, how do we do that without looking cheesy, without looking like we are deliberately doing it? How does it feel organic? Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude. It's. Oh man, I just love like me and my buddy Liam, as you know Liam.
Yeah.
Me and Liam have talked a lot about how, and again, I think like obviously, I don't think, I know if I ask you this question, you're gonna go, we didn't realize how iconic Doris would be.
Sure.
Like you just wouldn't
Absolutely
know,
not. No.
right?
God, no.
But to us, like,
our goal was don't mess it up. That's how that's where I was.
it's so funny because it like excelled everything so much, and even like when it comes to like Pack-a-Punch, and when it comes to like just the amount, like there's more depth to the experience.
Yo, thanks for the sub.
It
Rainy
sort of like
Cup?
changed our.
Appreciate it.
It changed our like psychology of how we played. Like it changed the vibe of how we load in, because it was like a world of opportunity, like you're saying. When you Pack-a-Punch and you see that it does something, the game doesn't even tell you what it does, really.
That's why I wanted the pistol to fire rockets, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
That was a big. I remember the conversation about that was really, Jay, and I was like, yeah, because when you do that, it says what else could happen.
Yes.
So the whole point about making the pistol fire rockets was take the thing that, and by the way, I love the underdog anyway.
Yeah.
So the idea being the pistol is one of the most powerful things you can get. I was like, okay, that really F's with them, because it basically says if that's possible, what else is possible?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you go, okay, well maybe the M1A1 carbine, maybe it can do some. Oh my God, shoots automatic. What?
Well, because
like
we were having conversations like, maybe if you jump up and down 3 times, spin round and press X on this wall, something special happens. It's like, okay, everything we do should be setting up that is a completely viable thing for you to try.
There's your
you
baby,
go.
by the way.
Right as you open the door, right?
Right there.
Yep.
Oh.
And then you got the clock, right? And you got the clock, and the clock is setting up the idea of the cycle.
Stop.
Because the clock is stuck in time.
What?
Stop. Dude, you know how old this map is so old, Jason. It's so old.
So the
like
concept,
you're telling me you're setting that up then?
Well, no, because we hadn't finished the idea, but the concept was, in the same way I said that Pack-a-Punch was about extending time, right?
Right.
You can play longer, right? Well, then Afterlife is the finishing of that idea, which is, okay, so your weapons take you longer. Now death doesn't slow you down. So now I've got you even longer, right? So you could look at
Afterlife is a Mob of the Dead.
You could do a dotted line between the Pack-a-Punch
Yeah.
and Afterlife and see it as a kind of continuation of an idea, right?
Damn.
But the idea being of, what do we want you to do? This is apropos. We want you to play again. We want you to get yourself up, dust yourself off, and play again, right? And the idea of time being paused or stopped was the idea that you just got to keep going. You got to do it again. You got to do it again. Because what things won't be right until you've achieved it, right? So that's why the clock was ticking.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Chat went cinema. Oh, by the way, there it is. Sorry, I missed the door closing or opening. Sorry, chat. See what we get out of this really fast. Oh, perfect. So good. I love. It's such a simple thing, just putting a little power up there. Like, it's one of those things that.
Well, again, these restrictions, and you see that a lot in campaigns. Restrictions is where the creativity comes from. It's actually harder when you look at some of our later maps where we had a bit more time, or actually not much more time, but a bit more resource or a bit more, something else. They became hard in a different way.
Right.
Because.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Don't worry.
Oh, you got you.
No. I don't have anything on. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. Okay. Point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that the bigger resources actually makes more of a challenge in a different way.
Right. Because then it's like, well,
when you don't,
when it's blue sky, you're like, wait.
Well, yeah. Where do we go? When it's blue sky, that's why my job as a director pretty quickly is to put limits and put a box around things as quickly as possible. Because if you have blue sky, the blank page, you can go forever. It's like software that doesn't have restraints around it never gets finished, right? Because you're like, well, I could always do that. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Do you have a map that you feel like was too blue sky? Like, do you feel like it did?
Well, yeah.
Like you wish there was maybe even more constraints on it.
Oh man, I mean,
I know it's kind of weird because it's like you always don't want to like, in the moment you don't want to be like, oh, I want to. Like, I don't want to like make it.
You got to remember
lesser than we're thinking, but
it's like no map is a experience. It's a product of the people working on it, the mood and the things that were going on at the time, right? So it's like this kind of time capsule, right? So, people look at games or levels and go, oh, this is the best map, or this is the best game or level and so forth. It's a moment of time of a bunch of creative people working, and sometimes the restrictions or where they're at or what's happening is captured. I've talked about this idea that I truly believe that, if you cook with love, the food tastes better, right?
Right.
Well, in the same way, that passion gets captured in these moments. Not just in the creation of the individual items, but what you can and can't do, and then the ingenuity and creativity to overcome those problems. That's what these maps then become. That's when you talk about the spirit or the soul of a map or a campaign, it's capturing those drives. When I look at this map, what I see is the faces of all the people who did it, and I know that when they touched that, they came up with that. That's how that worked, right? I remember the conversations, and what makes me very happy is the vibe that's created is the personality of the people who worked on it and kind of created it. And so that's why even maps that the community might say, oh, this is not so much of our favorite. I look at it and go, it's special to me because it looks a certain way when I look at it. But so the end of each map, you always go, I could have done that different. Like, yeah, but you almost don't want to because it's a special moment in time, right?
Yeah, it's like there's beauty in the constraint of it.
Absolutely,
right?
100%.
And you've told me this before. It's like, the hardest thing is almost putting the pencils down.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you have to have that moment at some point, right, where you go, okay, no, it's done. It's locked.
Yeah, I used to have to send like the team home, right? So you do a big several hundred man team. As you're coming into land, you start sending them home. It's very strange for kind of business people because they say, what do you mean? We're paying them to have them sit at home, because them actually being in the studio is now damaging now. Because as you get to the end, they want to put more and more and more and more and touch more and more.
Right.
At the same time, you're trying to bring your bugs down and come into landing, and you got to be like, you cannot touch a keyboard anymore. You've got to go away. And that, by the way, they are some of the most talented people in your team.
Yes.
You have to send away first in a weird way. Because they just like, oh my God, I can see it, and we just need this and just this. Let me just do this one check-in. I just want to do this one more check-in.
Right.
And it's like, okay, you need to go home.
It's like, go home, but lovingly so.
Lovingly so, yeah, lovingly so. You know, and again, as a game comes to the end, you suddenly are seeing it, right? You're exhausted because it's so tiring, it takes so much of you, but you're exhausted, and then that's why guys want to then do more. Because suddenly it's exciting. You remember, they'd had multiple years of working on it where it looked like grey boxes, and it looked like crap.
Right.
And just as it's coming to the end, it
I know
starts
what
to
that's
look,
like.
it starts to look like a game, and you're like, oh my god, right? That's when, and then it's like, and you need to go home. Like, what? It's now looking good. It's like, yeah, you need to stop now.
I feel like a lot of my my game dev career has been seeing gray blocks.
Good. Here's the thing: get used to it, because the majority of development looks like that.
It's
Right?
crazy, chat. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Let me. I do want to ask you this.
We're gonna do the
because
catwalk.
We should, but I'll get to that in a bit. I want to do something first before I put myself in the prime position.
Maps on the wall as well that you'll see later in Mob of the Dead, right? Let's put a map on the wall. Let's highlight the location.
Does that happen in Derice? No, it is, right?
Go back in.
Was it?
Go back in.
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, back in your teleport room.
Oh yeah. I always love when you guys did that.
Now, and I'll say where the inspiration for this is, right? Which was an English TV show called The Crystal Maze, which I loved as a kid, and I used to watch. And the idea was that, you know, these contestants would run in and go, I don't know what to do. And like poor Richard O'Brien who did the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He'd be stood outside going, oh God, these people, right? And so the idea is and they'd walk in and go, okay, I can see a map on the wall. And like that was the idea.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think y'all did it for like. Y'all did it for. I know you did it for Mob. I know that you guys did it for. I mean, it's in a lot of.
You
them,
did it in a
to be
couple, yeah.
honest. I think I always thought it was a very good sign that the layout was pretty cool, because if you're showing it off, that means you're kind of proud of it a little bit. You know what I mean? But I want to ask you,
because we were worried if it was going to be too complicated. Yeah, we were genuinely worried by it.
I love that. I love that so much. So when it comes to like the beginning, right? Like, did you expect 50% of people to go that way, and 50%? Like, was that your goal? Was we want to balance the map left to right, the best that we can, or did you guys like? Because like, I'm gonna be honest. Again, I'm sorry.
Yep.
But I do go this way. But that might that's me.
Yes.
Someone might be different than me, right?
Yeah.
But I'm curious from like the design standpoint of Derice, especially,
So-
like back in the day. It's like, were you guys trying like you'd watch like play test or whatever, and you're like, okay,
So
actually they're going this way too much, and we want it to be like half and half.
No, we weren't. So later on, analytics and this stuff became very important, right? Really kind of looking at play tests and really kind of talking about it. But in these stages, because we were going so fast and we weren't very data driven, we were just doing our best, right?
Right.
What we kind of thought. It's interesting because this geo, when you're looking at it, we had to put walls up. You can look at the original geo. There's a conversation like, where do you
What's
put
a
the door? So
geo?
you stand at the top.
Yeah.
This door is further back, and this door is.
What does that
further
stand
forward,
for?
right?
Right.
And the thing that you're looking at won't open. So if you stand on the Pack-a-Punch and you look straight forward, you look at something that looks like it might be like, oh, maybe I can go that way, right? You can't.
So, like that.
Yeah, you can't go that way,
Right.
right? But then the door to the left is at the back, and this one's at the front. And so what you're doing is this thing. Have you ever? I'm going to do an optical thing. If I had like, I'm going to put a $10 bill in my hand, and I did this and said, which one do you want? $10 in one of the hands.
You naturally want to. Well, I don't know. Now I think it's a trick.
Exactly.
Wait.
So you've got a door that's forwards and a door that's back,
Right.
right? And then if you're consciously thinking about it, you're like, just a minute, one door is more prominent than the other door. Some people will go with the prominent door, and the others will say, you're trying to make me second guess and go with the recessed door. But it's not equal, because if you wanted to say equal, then it's basically 50-50, pick a door.
Right.
The fact that you do that,
It makes it more interesting.
it's like, what are you trying to do? You trying to bluff me? You trying to double bluff me? It's
And
a bit of Princess Bride, right?
Yeah, and yeah, and weirdly, it makes you think of the choice more.
And you're making an asymmetry, which is more visually interesting.
Right.
And when you turn back the opposite way, that door becomes prominent and that becomes recessive. So if you run towards the place where you can't go, you've just swapped it round. If you stand up at Pack-a-Punch that way, And if you stand with the back to the fence, it's the opposite way.
Damn.
What?
Right? Because that door is now behind you, and that door to the right becomes more prominent if you stood where you run straight forwards.
Right,
because you
right.
didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, because when you stand here,
Then it's that way.
yeah,
Because this thing becomes less important.
yeah, because this is the
Because
most
it's
easy
AC,
accessible thing. Because
Yeah.
you have to run this way and do a like.
And at the beginning,
You have to do a weird turn to even get on that
well, at
one.
the beginning we're like, okay, that's why there's 2 windows on those two sides there.
Right.
Because when you run to the back and then turn around, you're made acutely aware that there's 2 entrances that you're now facing.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
But we're actually
All right,
hiding
well-
downstairs, so you can't see, so you're not safe, right? So you can see
Right.
the 2 there, but you know there's one that could. just
Holy
come around the
shit.
corner,
Right.
which is why standing at the fence is not a good place to be.
Unfortunately, guys, I have to go do physio stretches.
I'm just the
Like, I
again,
gotta
this is
get
why I
them
wanted to
done.
ask,
It's
because,
late.
Like this spawn room
I'm kind
is
of
so
falling
iconic
asleep,
to
which
me,
is really
and
bad.
I'm trying to understand why.
It's
I'm trying to understand like what it was.
If
that
anyone's
made me
still
love this so
watching,
much.
It's the asymmetry.
go over to
of it,
JC
Yeah.
Backfire's stream on
and-
Twitch.
And the fact that at each
If
point
you want to
it's
continue
pulling
watching
your eye a
this,
certain way.
he'll
Right.
also be
Either you
posting
sparking with the
the
generator,
entire VOD on
that pulls your eye
YouTube
that way,
probably
Yeah.
tomorrow.
right? Or firelight.
Um,
the
so
windows in the back.
We
if
put
you're
the
kind of
light
like,
on
I don't
top
want to
of the
miss it,
stairs.
well, he's gonna post it on YouTube and you can watch it there
Why
as
was that
well.
important?
Because otherwise it was too dark there, and then
And you
But
don't
yeah,
even
I
see
gotta
it.
go.
You might lose the staircase.
that's why we put
I
the
might
light
be
on
back
top
in a
of
bit,
it.
but I need to
Is
get
this
my
not
physio
crazy?
stretches done. I need to be locked in.
This is just Doris. We're not even talking about mob or anything.
Oh, that'll take a little bit longer.
Yeah, good.
I don't know. Is this too nerdy? I don't know if these guys.
No.
Is this what they want?
This is. I wonder if my stream looks like it's.
I want to
kinda
see
lagging. Is it
if
fine,
they're
chat?
moving on
Let
to a
me
new
know.
topic or not first, though.
If as long as it's good to watch, decent enough, right? But it's fine. Everything's good. So make sure. Okay. Because like World at War is it's an older game now, and so it's kind of hard to stream. There's like some like screen tearing and things like that with the modern capture cards and things like that.
The Pack-a-Punch camo, that was a thing as well.
Dude, it was, oh my god, I can't even
All right,
tell you the amount of
go
feels
check
we
out
had
JC
about that.
Backfire
Oh
on
my
Twitch.
freaking God.
And it's
He's
high
gonna
detail,
continue
so,
streaming
you
this.
get a little bit
He'll
of
post the
aliasing
VOD on
you
YouTube
get little
on
sparkles
his
and stuff.
YouTube channel
it
as
kinda-
well.
it looks
Thank
almost
you
like
guys
it's
for
just
chilling
windows.
with
Yeah.
me and
Because
watching
it's
this
such high detail.
Blundell-A-Thon or whatever. It's
Right.
been interesting.
Normal map.
Here's the spot, by the way. So we would
To
keep
a
this
certain
door
degree.
closed.
Go
We
follow.
would have one guy.
Where is
this
it?
poor guy would be like, all right,
Magic
sorry, man,
Fractal?
through the window. You're not gonna have as much fun as we
Yeah,
are in the
yeah,
front.
yeah.
But you're gonna be here, and we have the rest of the team basically like just. This was like our own catwalk. And what's funny is we did this thing where, and this is how you know Doris was just peak, right? We did this thing where like
Magic
the catwalk was the strap
Fractal.
that everyone, a lot of people knew about the catwalk strap.
Yep.
We wanted
Go
to be
follow
different
Magic
because,
Fractal.
as we
This
all
is their
know,
new game
our favorite
studio.
thing to do, chat, is be contrarians and act like we hate the thing that everyone loves. So,
So yeah, I'll see you guys potentially later for another stream. But yeah, go watch on JC's right here, JC Backfire, and then if you go to YouTube. This is where he will be posting the VOD. You can see he posted the last one. Yeah, so if you guys didn't watch their first stream that they did 5 days ago, definitely go and watch this as well. And